And Daniel, do you like to eat salads? Are you a salad person at all?
You know what? I'm increasingly becoming a salad person, and I'm looking forward to learning how to make salads even more enticing than they are right now. But my wife I'm a hard project for her. When we first got married, I was like, salad? Why would I want to eat salad?
Yeah, so I had a friend of mine, and he says, "Look, I don't eat salads because I like to protect and preserve the green in the world."
Right.
And that was his excuse. Look, I personally...
I think he was joking.
Yeah, he was joking, of course. But he didn't eat any salad. That was not joking on his side. I personally, I do enjoy eating salads. And one of my favorite things about eating salads is that salads said they have this like little superpower. That they can really fill you up. Particularly, they can really fill you and make you feeling satisfied. And at the same time, salads tend to be very nutrient dense. If you're eating things like kale, if you're eating things like cabbage, tomatoes, onions, what else do I like? Carrots in the salad.
I love rocket lettuce.
Rockets, exactly. Yeah. One of the great things about them is that they fill you up, but they're not very caloric. So if you're on a trying to keep your weight or even try to lose some weight, which is my case in particular, eating salads is a great way to feel satisfied and not to add a whole bunch of calories into your diet. Except, of course, if you're, having like a very, very heavy, creamy salad dressing, then it becomes harder, because there's going to be all the calories there from the oil. But salads, they add a lot of micronutrients, and a lot of density. We have here Jeremy joining us for the program, and he's going to give us some tips here and some recipes of how to create some delicious, nutritious, healthy summer salads this year. So good morning to you, Jeremy. Welcome, and Happy New Year.
Boy, thank you so much. Great to be here.
It's great to have you as well. So, Jeremy, can you please tell us a little bit about what's, number one, which of your cookbooks is mostly focused on salads? Do you have that, or they are kind of spread throughout?
Well, all of them are just full of salads. I've got 5 cookbooks laid out in front of me now to share with you some of my favourite salads. And my cafe is all about salads. Every day you'll come into my cafe and there'll be a big salad bar full of, I think we have 8 at the moment, different salads, bursting with different colours and flavours and ingredients. So salads are my life.
Okay, so...
We're just getting audio levels sorted in the studio right now.
Yeah. So Jeremy, tell me a little bit about the salad. How do you create a great salad?
Great. Yeah. So I've got hundreds of salads through my cookbook series, and we change our salads every week at the cafe. So coming up with new salads is kind of something I've got very used to in my life. But a few tips are number one, you've got different colours is really important. So lots of different colours in the ingredients. And it's quite important at the beginning to decide, do you want like a fresh salad, like a lettuce salad? Do you want like a carby kind of salad, like potatoes, or a rice salad, or a protein-style salad with tofu or lentils, or just a general big mix or a mingle? So you kind of want to decide what sort of salad you have at the beginning. And you just basically throw in a lot of all your different ingredients. And what's often quite good is to have one kind of main bulking ingredient. And this helps kind of keep it cheaper, easier, and kind of give a theme. For example, roasted potatoes or chickpeas or rice. And that's kind of your base bulking ingredient. Mm-hmm. And then you just want to add lots of delicious flavours and everything to that particular base ingredient.
Okay, so...
and obviously...
Okay, so walk me through again. So the first step is to decide the leaves, correct?
Or what your base is, whether it's a leaf salad, a chickpea salad, a potato salad, a corn salad, or a carrot salad.
Oh, okay.
And then you want to inject all your different things into it. And your dressing is very important as well. And you don't want to overdress your salad. You don't want things that are dripping in oil. But your dressing and your kind of flavour that kind of mingles through that dish is really important too. So it's about bringing all those kind of things together, the base, your ingredients, your dressing, your flavours, and any kind of top kind of sprinkles. And probably the one thing, if you want to improve a salad, most times it's fresh herbs, something like mint or coriander or parsley, for example, are pretty good go-to ones that will generally add a lot of really nice, flavour and freshness and zinginess to a salad.
Okay. All right. So let's start with some recipes here. What are some of your favorite salads, and why do you like them? And can you teach us how to make them?
Yeah, sure. So one of the ones that's kind of popular at Cafe, we've been selling it for 20 years on and off, and is really cool and very popular, is our 4C salad. And that is carrots, coconut, cashews, and coriander. So effectively, you just kind of grate a whole lot of carrot, and you can either do it with a hand grater or use your the attachment that's hiding in the back of your cupboard with your food processor. So you grate a whole amount of grated carrot, and then you throw in coconut, some shredded coconut. You put some raw cashew nuts in. You put some coriander. We use the coriander spice and the fresh coriander. A little bit of oil, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of honey or date puree, and some black sesame seeds to give a bit of colour, and obviously some fresh coriander on top. Just kind of mix it all together. A bit of salt if you want to as well, just to kind of just bring it all together, mix it around, give it a bit of a taste, add any ingredients that you want to. And it's just a lovely, fresh, bright, really, really yummy salad that you can make any time of the year.
Wow, that is a great. I never really heard about the 4C salad, but it does look yummy. What else? So what other ideas would you like to share with us?
Yeah, so another one which is really cool, which I quite like, and I actually really like corn kernels. And I've got a salad in my cookbook called succotash. Mm-hmm. And basically it's just a mixture of just corn kernels. So the cheapest way of getting corn kernels is you can buy them canned, but the best way is to get frozen. So pretty much get your frozen corn and then defrost it in some hot water. So it's kind of defrosted, it's not icy. And then Sorry. This is in a pan. So put it in a pan. So put the pan that you've got your corn, and then you throw some celery, some onions, some oil, and some garlic, and you kind of saute the corn and the onion, and then you just add your other ingredients. So you've got some chickpeas, some green soybeans or edamame, which is like your green soybeans, you buy them frozen, some red capsicum, some red onion, and a bit of salt and a bit of oil, and you kind of just mix it around, and it's a lovely, shiny, colourful corn salad that's really, really nice. And obviously top it off with a bit of coriander or parsley, and it's a really, really delicious salad.
Wow, delicious! That's a great, another great recipe. So, which cookbook of yours contains that recipe, or is that something that is out of the books?
Yeah, that was number 4, and the first one I shared with you was out of cookbook number 2. So the cookbook's listed with all these different salads that we serve at our cafe over the years.
That's very good. All right. So, what other kind of salads that you bring in? What's special about them? So let's go to recipe number 3.
Okay, so one of my very favourite ones, and it sells on the cafe also, is a Thai green curry rice. And this would normally be like a stir-fried dish, but you can actually make it into a salad. So effectively you get some leftover rice, mix it with some cooked broccoli, some capsicum, some frozen peas, some bamboo shoots, some fresh coriander. So mix that all around, kind of, if it's kind of cold, kind of just lightly kind of heat it up in a bit of a pan. So you've kind of got these ingredients. And the dressing is the thing that really makes this. So you just get a little bowl, and you mix together some ginger puree, some date puree, some coconut cream, and some Thai green curry paste, a bit of salt, and a bit of chopped lemongrass. So you kind of make this beautiful coconutty, sweet Thai green curry kind of a dressing, and then stir that through the rice and all those other ingredients, and it's just an amazing, delicious salad. It's kind of like having a Thai green curry but in a salad. And if you want to, you can up the green stuff, like add more broccoli or more peas and things to kind of make it more salad-ish, so it's not so ricey. And that's a really lovely salad to have with really nice curry ingredients.
That is a really nice twist for the Thai green curry rice to make it as a salad. A question that I have is, is this a warm salad?
It could be either. I generally serve it cold, but would actually work fine just warm or room temperature.
Okay.
Very, very flexible. So it's kind of like a cold stir fry, so to speak. So,
cold stir fry. Really yes. Nice. Yeah, but then with the dressing that I think makes it distinctive. And what about leaves? Can you add leaves to that kind of salad as well, or the leaves wouldn't go well with the rest of the ingredients?
Yeah, good question. So You can add leaves. So the leaves damage really easily, so you've got to be really careful what you're doing. And when you are handling any kind of leaf, you want to make sure you're tossing them very, very gently. A lot of people try to kind of get in there, rummage it and scrunch it and move it around, and you damage the leaves and they kind of look really bad. So if you are tossing any leaves, you want to kind of put your hands underneath them, lift them up gently, and then just kind of let them fall down naturally. So don't try and stir them with a spoon or rub them around or anything. Very, very gentle with any kind of leaf. It's really important.
Oh, okay.
But one leaf that's really good is baby spinach. Is a really good kind of reasonably robust, and you can kind of stir that through most salads if you want to add some greenness to it, which is really good. Things like lettuce. The Cos lettuce is a nice strong lettuce, so if you want to put some lettuce through that, that's really good because it's quite thick and crunchy and strong, and you kind of slice that into 1 centimetre slices. That goes really well through any salad. Your normal lettuces can often they can be a bit delicate, so you kind of reserve them to like a general, basically a normal kind of green salad. And another green that's really good to stir through any salad is kale. And the trick with kale is to give it just a little bit of a steam beforehand or a cook, just to get the edge off the rawness of it all. And really important with kale is to slice it thinly through the stalks, because it's got a very very stringy texture through that sideways. That makes it a far easier, enjoyable product to eat.
So do you have to get rid of the stalks altogether, or you just use the leaves, or can you actually eat the stalks if you cut them nice and thin?
So kale, it depends on the kale. Typically, I'll just cut out the main stalk. It probably goes about perhaps 3/4 of the way up to the thing. When you've a little stalk, a millimetre or so, it's not too bad. But the big thick stalk in some of the kale varieties is really hard to get through. So you want to make sure you cut through that and you keep it out of your salad.
Okay. All right. What about cabbage? How do you best utilize cabbages? Do you have any tips for cabbages being used in salads?
Yeah. So cabbage is not one of my most favourite ingredients, but it works really well in a good coleslaw. So tips using cabbage, and cabbage is really good for you as well. But tips for using cabbage are, number one, make sure you slice it really, really thinly. Mm-hmm. So either use a really good knife or put it through your slicing blade in your food processor. Number two, use a combination of white and purple cabbage. Just makes it look a bit better and not so kind of boring. I mean, there's a place for white cabbage, but if you mix it up with white cabbage, red cabbage, and carrot, are a really good colour combination if you're doing a coleslaw. So make sure you do that as well. And obviously it comes down to your dressings. Basically just a good dressing with, combining all the basics of a dressing. You've got your creaminess, either like a nut or a coconut cream or something like that, or an oil, salt, lemon juice, Thai flavours, lime and lemon juice are really important, a bit of ginger. So there's lots of really good, flavours you can inject into your dressing. So putting your work into that and then stirring it through your coleslaw is really, really good. And if you're doing it in advance, don't forget to stir it through just before you're serving. If you're preparing stuff a couple of hours ahead, that cabbage will probably last 24 hours in the fridge if it's covered, if it's pre-cut. So you if you're doing it for an event or a meal, you want to pre-cut your cabbage, make your little dressing, put glad wrap over it, and just, 5 minutes before serving, just quickly put it together, put it in a mix through, throw some chopped herbs on top, and you've got a salad that'll taste fresh and no one will ever know.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Jeremy, about these amazing recipes. Are the recipes available if our listeners want to get a list of it? Do you have these ingredients and this written down somewhere so we could send that out to them?
I don't have them. You can just buy my books from, I think, Hope Shop. Hope Shop website in Australia sells all my books. So that's probably the best way of doing it. Or if you want to go to my website for some inspiration, revive.co.nz, I do list all the salads I have in my recipe book, so that could be some inspiration as well.
Absolutely. So Revive Cafe. So what's their website again?
Revive.co.nz.
Revive.co.nz. So you can get more inspiration there. And of course, you can purchase Jeremy's Revive Cafe cookbooks, Cook 30, which are delicious, healthy, plant-based recipes with no fuss, everything that you can prepare and eat in under 30 minutes. Jeremy, thank you so much. We are delighted to have spoken to you, and I cannot wait to have the first bite of my crunchy coleslaw salad now that I've gotten some inspiration from you. We're looking forward to have you again with us on the show next time.